Greetings, welcome, and thank you for clicking. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing Company, encouraging your journey with Reiki, card reading, and coaching for life's changes, challenges, and transitions. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Ask the Stones, offering spiritual guidance and encouragement for life's challenging questions. Greetings, welcome, and thank you for joining me for this episode of Ask the Stones. As always, I am so honored to have you join me. This week's question comes from Omar. Omar says, I have bad memories from the past that always occupy my mind and remember them. I want to get rid of the memories and anything bad that happened to me in the past. Is there any help, please? Oh, Omar, I first want to say that my heart goes out to you, and I send you great blessings and best wishes for this challenge, which I am sure must be very challenging for you. So I want to say that first, Omar, that I send you all of my best wishes. I also want to say, Omar, right up front, very important to say, I am not a mental health counselor. And so my first encouragement to you is going to be to get the support, to seek the support of a mental health counselor to assist you through this. Now, I'm going to offer you some encouragement. I'm going to offer you some ideas and tips. I'm going to pull some cards for you. So absolutely, I'm going to support you in those ways, Omar. But I want to make sure to say right up front that it's in my true heart of heart beliefs essential for you to get some assistance with a licensed mental health counselor to work through these memories. Now, Omar, when I say work through these memories, I do mean work through them. You know, you have some negative experiences in your past, and you have negative memories from those experiences. And I know that your desire is to forget them. And I know your desire is to run away from them and to just stop thinking those thoughts. And I can absolutely understand that. But, you know, when we have challenging experiences, Omar, really the best way to, quote, get rid of them is to get through them. And so rather than just trying to forget what happened to you, dealing with the challenge head on and meeting that challenge can really be the best answer for you in working through that experience and in alleviating these memories. It's like this, Omar. If you have a pool, a big pool of water, and let's say that you have a balloon or a floaty or some other kind of thing that floats. If you hold that under the water, it's going to stay under the water. So you can hold that balloon under the water, that beach ball, those floaties, you can press them down under the water. And they are going to stay under the water for as long as you keep pressing on them. But the minute you let go, even just a little bit, that beach ball, those floaties, that unicorn floaty is going to pop right back up to the surface. And there are your bad memories all again. And so rather than shoving them down, I'm going to encourage you to deflate them, to pop that beach ball, to pop that balloon, rather than continuing to push it down. This, I know, Omar, is not what you wanted to hear. You wanted to hear ways that you could forget these experiences, that you could forget the bad things that happened to you. As a matter of fact, I think, Omar, you ask how to get rid of the memories and anything bad that happened to you in the past. So it's almost as though, Omar, you're saying, how do I get rid of the bad thing that happened to me in the past? And the truth is that you can't get rid of it. It happened. You experienced it, whatever it was. It is a part of your past. And so, Omar, there is no magic that is going to get rid of this thing that happened to you. And I'm sorry for that, Omar. I am so sorry to you for the negative experiences that you've had, and so sorry to all of us for all of our trauma. The truth is that being a human being is not without its traumas. Being a human being is full of challenging, negative, and traumatic experiences. And when I say trauma, everyone, I want to be clear. I'm not just talking about capital T trauma, like Omar experienced with this very bad thing that he continues to think about, but rather trauma on all sorts of levels. So oftentimes, and I know I'm the same exact way, oftentimes we hear about people who've had big T trauma, and we say, well, I've never had anything like that happen to me. I don't have any trauma. But you actually do have trauma. We all have trauma, just from being human. And so I myself have, just in the past couple of years, recognized the trauma that I've experienced. And, you know, here I have always thought, well, I didn't really have any trauma. I mean, I've had a pretty good life, and, you know, I was raised by good parents who loved me. I had all my needs met. And so we have a tendency to hear about big traumas, big T traumas, and say, well, that never happened to me. I don't have any trauma. But yes, we all have trauma. And we actually all have bad memories of bad experiences. Whether they are big trauma or little trauma, they all begin with trauma. So I'm going to encourage you, Omar, to not run away from the bad memories, but rather to face them head on and to work with a licensed professional through that process. There are ways to do this. You know, of course, there is talk therapy. There are all different kinds of therapy that, you know, may or may not be beneficial for you. It's a great thing to find one that really resonates with you. Not only talk kinds of therapy, but also physical kinds of therapy, somatic therapy, emotional freedom technique that is tapping can be really beneficial. There are just so many opportunities out there for help with addressing this trauma and healing it. And I want to encourage you to explore, to find ways that work for you. And I say ways, Omar, because there often isn't just one way that is the only way that's going to work for you. And not only that, but you could try a way and it just doesn't do it for you. Like, for instance, EFT tapping, I think is a great technique. And I have found this in my own experience to be pretty effective, even when just doing it on my own and without a tapping practitioner. So I think that tapping is nice to do, but someone else may have no resonance with that whatsoever. Someone else may not like it at all. It may not do anything for them. Same thing with some kind of somatic therapy, sound healing, Reiki, whatever it might be. There are so many options out there, and some of them, just the sheer number of them, may feel overwhelming to you, Omar. And I get the sense that right now you already feel overwhelmed. I don't want to overwhelm you anymore. So, or I should say, even more than you are overwhelmed. So, what I'm going to encourage you to do is to maybe just start first and foremost with some talk-based therapy, and just some with a licensed mental health practitioner who knows how to handle and give space to these challenges that you are experiencing. Because, Omar, you are not the only person in the world who has bad memories that they want to get rid of. This is something that licensed counselors deal with all of the time. And so your challenge will be no stranger to them. They will know exactly how to proceed and handle and give space to your challenges and to help you work through those bad memories. But I do want to encourage you, Omar, Omar, I look at it this way. It's like you're with a car. When we have a problem with our car, we can pretend that there's no problem. So let's say the car starts making a sound. And we say, oh no, what's that sound? Oh crap, there it goes. Oh no, forget it. Just ignore it. Just make it go away. And how do we make the sound in the car go away? We roll up the windows. We turn on the air conditioner full blast. We turn up the radio. We're drowning out the sound of the car that we don't want to acknowledge. But that sound is not going away. We're just drowning it out. And eventually, Omar, the sound is going to get louder and louder until you cannot ignore it, because it is impacting your ability to drive. And not just the sound of it, but the car's function, more importantly. So if you let this go, it will begin to impair the car's function. So definitely, I know it's hard. Believe me, trust me, I know this isn't easy. When you hear the noise in the engine, you want to pop that hood, lift up the hood and look under that hood at the car's engine to see what the problem is. Don't ignore it, because if you do, it could get worse and worse, and your car is just going to conk out. You're going to crash. And I mean that for you in a mental, emotional, physical, spiritual sense. When we let these kinds of challenges go, when we let bad memories go, and we try to push them down, they will pop back up. And oftentimes the way that they'll do that is through hitting an emotional wall, feeling like you've emotionally crashed. It will manifest in physical challenges and problems, something as small as, well, it's not so small, but having trouble sleeping, to illness, debilitating illness. So I really want to encourage you. I don't want to scare you, Omar, but what I want to do is to encourage you to seek assistance, because these kinds of challenges can manifest in other ways. So when you push that beach ball, that balloon, that floaty down into the water, as soon as you let go just a little bit, it's going to pop back up. And you don't want to be in the position of your life of holding that floaty, that beach ball under the water forever. That's exhausting. Eventually your arm is going to get tired and you're just not going to be able to hold it down any longer. So the sooner you can deal with it, Omar, the better. the sooner you can deal with it, the faster you can move on, and the faster you can create happy memories to replace those bad memories. You know, Omar, that's another thing I want to encourage too, is along with all of that assistance and all of that support, and yes, support is available to you, Omar. You are not alone. And I also want to encourage you that if the memories are at a point right now where you are feeling maybe nervous about your well-being, or you are feeling like you may hurt yourself or someone else, Omar, absolutely right now, I want you to call for help. I am going to include the number in the notes for the helpline, the suicide helpline. Now, Omar, I'm not saying that you are at that point, but I'm just saying that in case these memories are at the point where they really have you feeling very depressed and very sad and like you might want to hurt yourself or someone else, absolutely do not delay. Get help immediately. As a matter of fact, stop listening to me right now and reach out and get help. I don't know that this number will work for you, Omar, for where you are or may be in the world, but I'm going to provide it, and I'm going to encourage you to seek assistance in whatever way, shape, or form that might look like for where you are in the world. But please do, Omar, get assistance if you are at that point right now. I can sense the overwhelm in your question. And so, as I was saying, there is support for you everywhere. And, you know, if you reach out and don't get the support that you want or need, let's say that you contact a friend and you say, hey, friend, I'm having these bad memories. Do you know of anyone who I can talk to? And your friend says, Omar, forget it, you're fine. Or just brushes it off. Don't let that be the only answer, Omar. Don't let my answer be the only answer, Omar. No one person ever has the whole answer to anything. And believe me, I never pretend that I do, that's for sure. But Omar, if you get an answer that does not resonate with you or does not feel good or that encourages you to, just forget it, Omar, you're fine, don't worry about it, I encourage you to seek assistance and support elsewhere. Sometimes when we ask for help and support, we don't get it with the first question. The first answer is not what we need or what we want. So, Omar, I want to encourage you to keep asking for support until you find real support that can assist you with this challenge. Now, in addition to that, Omar, I do want to say that, you know, when it comes to our thoughts and getting rid of bad thoughts, I don't want to say that we can't, but there is this great, there was this great study done about a white polar bear. Actually it was, I think, just a bear, and I always picture a polar bear. But a study was done, and they said to the subjects, okay, we don't want you to think of a white bear. So they said, just clear your mind of a white bear. Well, what do you think came back up in their minds was, of course, a white bear, because they were told not to think about a white bear. So it was planted into their mind. It's the same thing with these bad memories oftentimes, Omar. When we say things like, I want to get rid of these bad memories, I want to get rid of these bad memories, I have these bad memories, I can't stop thinking about these bad memories, then of course we can't stop thinking about them, because we're focusing on getting rid of the bad memories. And getting rid of bad memories is not an easy thing to do. Changing the things that we think about is not easy to do in terms of getting rid of those thoughts. So getting rid of the bad memory thoughts, yes, I encourage you to do this. And it's also a challenge when we talk about getting rid of anything in our lives. The real trick is to talk about what you replace it with. This the same kind of thing with habit formation, Omar. So if you think about your thinking about your bad memories as a habit, when we talk about habits and we talk about getting rid of bad habits, the real trick to getting rid of a bad habit, or you know what, I'm not going to say a bad habit. Let's not judge it in that way. Let's not qualify it. The trick to removing a habit from our lives is actually replacing it with something else. So rather than putting the focus on getting rid of something, to put the focus instead on replacing it with something. So replacing your bad memories with something else. I might recommend replacing them with positive memories and focusing on positive memories rather than on negative memories. Again, this is not to say, Omar, that I am advocating just saying, oh, think about happy stuff and then the bad stuff will go away. Nope, I am not advocating that at all. I absolutely advocate hitting these bad memories head on and talking about them with a licensed professional. And when we talk about changing our thoughts, we really want to talk about replacing the thoughts with something else and putting the focus on what we want to replace those thoughts with, what we choose to focus on. And so we can choose to focus our thoughts on certain things rather than on things that we really don't want to be focusing on. So Omar, what I'm saying is, rather than saying to yourself, how do I get rid of these bad thoughts? I have bad memories from the past that always occupy my mind and remember them. I want to get rid of the memories. Is to, rather than put the focus on getting rid of the memories, to put the focus instead on what you want to be thinking about. So what memories do you want to be remembering? What are the things that you do want to focus on? And work to put your focus on those things, those positive things. We all have negative memories and negative experiences from our past. And the truth is that any one of us could be debilitated by thinking about the negative experiences from our past. And that doesn't have to be you, Omar. This is maybe where you are right now, but this does not mean that this is going to be the case for the rest of your life. And you can take steps to make the change and rid yourself of these bad memories. Now, let me walk back from that a little bit, Omar. When I say rid yourself, these are not going to go away 100% forever. You know, bad memories, for people who have had negative experiences and lived through them and processed them and worked through the trauma and moved on, they still think about the traumatic experiences from time to time. It's not that it has completely disappeared from your life. And when they think about the experiences, they don't have the same kinds of responses to them that they used to have. So they don't feel maybe the same kind of panic or upset or anger or fear or whatever they might feel, all of the above, when they remember those memories. But it doesn't mean that those things never happened to them, and it does not mean that they go away forever. So Omar, I really want to encourage you through this journey to recognize that oftentimes when we experience traumatic events that we just want to forget, when we work through it through any number of means, licensed mental health counselors, healing therapies, a whole buffet, an assortment of healing modalities, what ends up happening is that we incorporate that experience into our narrative in a way that we tell the story differently. So we're able to look at it from different angles, and we are able to tell the story in a different kind of way. And we end up incorporating it into our life story in a way that is integrative and in a way that acknowledges that struggle. You may very well, Omar, in the future, once you work through and process these challenges, and by the way, the working through, I also don't mean to scare you, Omar, is oftentimes never done, because healing is an ongoing process. It's something that we do again and again and again in our lives. And it's something that is a part of our journey and our experience. And I don't say that to discourage you. I say that to encourage you, Omar, to know that you are not alone in this healing process, to know that it is a process, and to be gentle with yourself during that process. So, Omar, I encourage you not to expect that you're going to go to one therapist for one session, or go do tapping once, or have a Reiki session one time, and bam, that's it. It's done and over with, and you're never going to think about it again. No, it's a process, and it takes time. And there are layers to healing, which means, Omar, that you could heal one layer. Maybe you heal a layer, and that means that the bad memories are not constantly in your mind. Okay, that's wonderful. That is progress. That is amazing. That is an awesome, awesome thing. But maybe you find that when you think about those memories every once in a while, they are very anxiety inducing. That's another layer to the healing process. And so there are still layers and layers to healing. It is all a process. Even things that we have experienced many years ago and that we feel, oh, I'm over that, I've processed that, can come up to us in unexpected ways and surprise us and make us say, oh, I thought I'd healed over that. Well, guess there's more healing to do. So, Omar, please, I encourage you not to beat yourself up if that is part of your experience, because that is a very normal part of the experience. So please do be gentle with yourself during the healing process, but please do start that healing process. As a matter of fact, Omar, you are starting the healing process. Let me just say this right now, that the fact that you asked this question, the fact that you reached out for help, that is a start to the healing process. What that tells me, Omar, is that you are ready to dive deeper into this. It tells me that you are ready for going to a deeper level with your healing. You are ready to heal over this, Omar. And it's going to be scary. It's going to be a challenge. And I think that you deserve great congratulations for asking this question. I know I'm honored by it, and I'm also so very excited because it really does point, Omar, to your readiness to heal and to work through this and to come out the other side stronger. You know, that's one other thing I want to say about traumatic experiences, bad memories, things that we just don't want to remember. is that oftentimes they will actually make us into stronger people. They will turn us into more compassionate, kinder, gentler, more understanding people. Or at least they can. They also have the power to turn us into angrier, more hateful, violent, unhappy people. And Omar, the fact that you are reaching out and asking this question strongly suggests to me that you are going to be the kind of person who comes out of this being more understanding, more compassionate, kinder, and just really more compassionate towards other people's suffering and other people's trauma. And that's a wonderful thing when we think about it. You know, none of us want trauma, and none of us want trauma for, well, don't we wish that none of us wanted trauma for other people? I mean, we have things called wars, but none of us wants to experience trauma. And one of the challenges of being human is that we do. And one of the calls that we have as being as humans is to turn that trauma into a way to increase our levels of understanding and compassion, a way to show up in the world that better understands where other people are coming from in their own experiences and any trauma that they might have experienced or be experiencing. And so this can be a very beautiful thing, a painful thing for sure, and also a very beautiful thing, Omar. That is my wish and hope for you, Omar. I send you those blessings. And Omar, I'm going to pull some cards for you, and let's see what we have. I'm going to call upon the archangels for you, Omar. And let's see what the archangels might have to say. As I'm pulling out the cards and shuffling, Omar, I also want to say something about healing itself in all of the many ways. You know, I've said it's a process. It's true. I've said there are plenty of ways and lots of help. It's true. I want to encourage you not to forget the earth. The earth, nature, our beautiful mother, is an incredible healer. And we can ask the earth to take our pain. We can ask the earth to transmute our pain. I want to encourage you, Omar, to just go touch the earth. Maybe take off your shoes, your socks, stand with your bare feet on the bare ground. Lay down on the earth, press your hands onto the earth, and ask for healing, ask for assistance. I also want to encourage you to ask your angels and your guides. You know, when you ask for support, it's not just about asking other people, it's about asking for assistance from our higher power, from the universe, from the angels, from God or Goddess or Allah or whatever you believe in, Omar. We have support around us all of the time, even when it feels like we don't. And so I want to encourage you to ask for that unseen guidance as well, that unseen support. And the card that has popped out for you from the Archangel deck, Omar, is sensitivity. Yes, absolutely. Archangel Haniel says, you are extra sensitive to energies and emotions right now. Honor yourself and your feelings. Yes, loud and clear, Omar. Please be gentle with yourself at this time. Know that when you are feeling these feelings, experiencing, thinking about your bad memories, you are going to experience a range of feelings. anger and sadness and frustration and confusion and guilt and shame. I want to encourage you, Omar. This is not easy to do. I want to encourage you to, number one, be gentle with yourself, be understanding of yourself. And number two, this is very hard as well, to feel them, but not act on them. So what I mean by that is if you feel anger, to not act out towards others in anger. So what I'm really saying here, Omar, is please don't hurt yourself. Please don't hurt someone else. That's what I'm saying. Let me just say it. But to rather acknowledge those feelings, understand that they are feelings, and that all of them are okay to be feeling. Feelings are not bad. You know, we label feelings good or bad, and feelings are really just information. You feel angry, okay, you feel angry. That's not bad. Feeling anger is not a bad thing. It's information. So I encourage you to be sensitive, to be sensitive towards your sensitivity right now, and understand that any feelings that you might be feeling are okay. I'm going to pull for you. I'm going to pull for you, Omar, from the Breathe Easy deck. You know, I have the Celtic Dragon Tarot here in my lap, and I'm saying, pull, don't pull, pull, don't pull. What are you feeling? And I'm feeling pulled to pull one and not pulled to pull one. I'm going to pull a Celtic Dragon Tarot for you. And let's see what the tarot might have to say for you, Omar. Let's just see what comes up. Oh, wow, Omar. It is the wheel. The wheel. And the wheel really is all about acknowledging that our lives turn in circles, that life is a wheel. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. In the Middle Ages and the medieval period, the wheel was a very prominent image. It occurred again and again and again in poetry and stories and songs. And they had a frequent saying in the Middle Ages, "The wheel, it turneth ever so." And they would say that in times of good fortune and in times of bad fortune, to say, hey, you know, the wheel is down for you right now, but don't worry, the wheel's going to turn and you're going to have some great positive changes. And when you're up, yep, you're feeling great and things are going really well right now, but the wheel, it turneth ever so, and you're going to have some negative situations and experiences as well. And that's just all a part of life. So this card to me, Omar, is saying that this is not going to last. This experience for you, Omar, the wheel, it turneth ever so. And the wheel is going to turn, and these bad memories, I'm not saying they're going to disappear. I'm saying that this experience for you will not last. Because that's the big lesson of the wheel. Nothing lasts. It's always turning. And so, Omar, this card, I really believe gives hope and says, hang in there, Omar. This is not going to last. The wheel turns. And what is up must come down. What is down will go up. So I encourage you, Omar, to know that this experience will not last forever. And finally, I'm going to pull a Breathe Easy card for you. And let us see what kind of mantra there might be for you at this time. Omar, I'm also being called to send Reiki to you as well. So after I draw this Breathe Easy card, I'm going to send you some Reiki. Oops, there it is. Energy. I am energy. We are all made of the same energy, an ancient spiritual truth rediscovered by modern science. I breathe in the pure energy that powers the stars. I am filled with the primal power that brings everything into being. I breathe out obstacles to my energy's flow. You know, on an energetic level, some people may say, oh, Omar, you're blocked. You have a block. Sure, we could say that. Yes, some may say that. Absolutely, yes. And I think that what this card is saying in this instance, Omar, is to recognize that ebb and flow of energy. That energy comes and energy goes. And not just energy, but experiences, situations, feelings. Feelings come and feelings go. These feelings have come, they will go. And the best way to help them go is to work through that healing process, to heal them. That is the best way, Omar. So energy, coming and going, breathing in new energy, breathing out negative energy. Breathe in new energy, breathe out the old, stale, stagnant energy that is ready to move. I think, Omar, you do have energy that is ready to move. And like I said, the fact that you're asking this question really points to that and says, yes, you are ready to transmute this energy. You are ready for this energy to move. And so, Omar, I encourage you to breathe at this time. Very helpful in moving energy, in placing us into the moment, in reminding us that we are safe in this moment, and in helping us to heal. And so, Omar, I'm going to encourage you to take a few deep breaths to bring in some new energy at this time, in this moment, and breathe out that energy that is ready to move. And I am going to send you Reiki, and I'm going to send you Reiki with the intention for your healing process through this experience. I am not going to send Reiki to make the bad memories go away. Only you have the power to work through that, Omar. I am instead sending the intention for Reiki to go where it needs, of course, as it always does, and for your healing process from this experience. Yep. Okay, Omar. So I also just quickly sent you some Reiki to help clear and align your chakras. And that's something I'm going to recommend for you at this time, is to maybe do some chakra clearing in your healing. And that can look like many different things, that can be done in many different ways, but I want to encourage you to think about that at this time. Now, if you don't, put any intention or focus into clearing and aligning your chakras, no problem. Don't lose sleep over that. That's not I'm not saying that to say, oh, you better do this, Omar. Just the sense to pay attention to your chakras and give them some love and some attention at this time. So Omar, I send you blessings and best wishes for this experience right now. And I send you encouragement to know that this is not going to last forever, that you do have the power with support to work through and heal from this experience. And remember to heal in layers, and encourage you to be gentle and understanding with yourself at this time and through your healing process. Thank you so much, Omar, for the bravery of this question and for just being ready to confront these bad memories and to ask this question. That is very brave. And so you deserve applause for that brave step. Thank you, Omar. I send you blessings and best wishes for your journey. And of course, as always, to all listeners, I send you blessings and best wishes for your journey. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing Company, encouraging your journey with Reiki, card reading, and coaching through life's changes, challenges, and transitions. Blessings, and thank you for listening. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ask the Stones. If you have a question for Ask the Stones, please send me an email at christian@standingstoneshealing.com or connect with me on Facebook at Standing Stones Healing. Thank you, and best wishes for your journey.